Hi there, this is Mr. Dunaway, and these are your notes for Chapter 1, Section 2. That's Chapter 1, Section 2. As we move into review of the order of operations and how to evaluate expressions. Again, most of this should be review for you, so you may find that I go a little bit fast. Uh, if you're watching this at home, you would hit pause, but I'm just going to roll through the things, hopefully some stuff that you are familiar with. Well, let's jump right into things here. You should have these notes in front of you, and it begins with review of the word simplify and simplified form of an expression. So on number 1 here, they have 2 times 3 times 4. They're just asking you which of these choices is the most simplified. And it's that one right there, number 24. So you'll want to circle that on your paper. Same thing with number 2, 1/2 times 36 simplified is the value 18. Number 3, same thing. If we did the order of operations correctly with that, we should come out with the value of 19. Now they say simplified. Another word that you might run into in directions is evaluate. And if you have that word, that basically means get all the way down to one number is what you're trying to do. You're trying to evaluate the value of an expression there. And if we slide on down the page, there, just some more vocabulary here for you. They do introduce powers at this point, which is right here. And this is an example of a power, 7 to the power of 2. You'll need to know the 3 words here that the power is the entire part. The exponent is the 2 right here. And the base is 7. So you'll need to know those 3 words. If you forgot them, review those real quick. And hopefully you will know that. And then number 4, it says circle the expression that shows the base of 7 and the exponent of 3. So we've circled 7 to the power of 3. There it is, a base of 7, exponent of 3. And number 5 says underline the correct word to complete the sentence. It says a or an, exponent or power is the number that can be expressed using a base and an exponent. That is the power, okay? Because the power is the base and the exponent, like we saw right up here, 7 to the power of 2. That's the whole thing is the power. And then number 6 says underline the base, circle the exponent, draw a box around the power. And they did that on each one. They put see the underline under the 2. They said underline the base, box around the whole thing, circle the 2. So go ahead and get that in your notes and then go to page 2. And we will do that next. Page 2. Page 2, they start talking about how to simplify powers for you. So I'll just scroll down here. It says, what's the simplified form of 3 to the 4th? And it says, follow the steps to find the simplified form of the expression. And you're going to fill in some boxes here. I already did. It says, identify the base and the exponent in 3 to the power of 4. That base is 3 and the exponent is 4, just like we saw on the previous page. And we continue down through the notes. It says expand the expression to show the repeated multiplication indicated by the exponent, that 3 to the 4th. That's 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. The common mistake I get, the error that I often get is people will want to say that that's 3 times 4, which is 12, which is not what that is. That's a common mistake. It's 3 times 3, 4 times, which is 81, and that's what goes in the third part of these notes. And if we just continue going, then they introduce the order of operations in this section's huge lesson right here. Make sure you understand these 4 steps. I'll do a quick review with you. The first thing you always do when evaluating a math expression is anything inside, and here's your key word, inside the parentheses, or grouping symbols is better. Inside the grouping symbols gets evaluated first. All right, so that's always first. Well, why do I say inside? Here's why. When we do multiplication later, you can have a problem like 3 times 4. That just simply means multiplying. There's nothing inside of parentheses to evaluate. So these parentheses actually go with multiplication not with the parentheses part. So that's the one other thing I've run into there that has caused errors. Simplifying powers or exponents, that's always second. Simplifying, whoops, exponents goes after you have evaluated parentheses. The third thing you do is multiply and divide left to right. All right, another error. Hopefully it's not a problem for us at this point, but make sure you realize that you do not always do multiplication before division. That's been taught incorrectly. Here's an example. If I have 12 divided by 2 times 6, the first thing that I would do to evaluate that would be 12 divided by 2 is 6, and I would end up getting 36. That's the correct way to do that. Multiplication and division are called inverse operations. It's kind of like they're the same but opposite, so they have equal value in the order of operations. If you did multiplication first in this question, you'd get the wrong answer, which you would come out with a value of, I'll do sad face because this would be wrong. You would get an answer of 1 because you would do 2 times 6 is 12, and then 12 divided by 12 is 1. So you can see right there the importance of understanding and everybody being on the same page with the order of operations. Now look at number 4. We do the same thing with addition. Add, subtract, left to right. Addition, subtraction have equal values. So again, if you've been taught to always add first, that's not completely correct. Take a look at that and make sure you're comfortable with that information. And then problem 2 at the bottom of this page, I believe simplifying a numerical expression. Here's an example. It says, what is the simplified form of this? 5 times 7 minus 4 squared divided by 2. And the next question says, circle the part of the expression that you should simplify first. Go ahead and do that. And hopefully you circled 4 squared. 4 squared takes value in the order of operation. In this particular question, that's the first thing we would simplify. Then it says, without simplifying the expression, explain how you would know that subtraction would be the last operation. So there's several ways you could explain that, but simply put, you don't have to copy my answer here. Or you could write it in a shorter way that makes sense to you. If you follow the order of operations, addition and subtraction is always last. The only exception would be if there were a parentheses that told you otherwise. And as we move on down the page, we'll do the last one right here. Whoops. It says, go ahead and simplify this problem. So let's do that. The first thing that we would do here is the way that they wrote it here for you. They kind of went across the page, which I'm not a big fan of that. I'd rather you just strictly work down the page if you have room. But they did, you'll notice they did the 4 squared is 16. And then they start working down the page there. Then the next thing that they did is 7 times 5. And they also did the 16 divided by 2 is 8, which is okay because we realize that that subtraction is going to wait. So we're going to do the multiplication, then we're going to do the division, and then we come out with 27 right there. So I'm running a little short on time here, so I'm going to stop the video here and I'm going to start another one starting on page 3 here, and we will get that going shortly. Have a nice day.